And speaking of Midtown, one of the councillors for Midtown, Councillor Josh Matlow, among those calling for that public inquiry we spoke about a few seconds ago into the LRT delays. He joins us now live with his reaction to opening day. So, Mr. Matlow, councillor, how do you feel about today?
Hey,
and do you think this? Hey, to you too. Do you think this is a day that is a good one for your constituents, or what are you thinking of right now?
Well, I mean, there's two conflicting but simultaneous views on this, which are both true. One is, this is a good day for Toronto. It's a good day for transit. We've been waiting for this for a very long time, and there will be communities and businesses alike who will benefit from this transit expansion. We want to see more of it throughout the city. At the same time, though, even the very best things can be done very badly. And the construction over the past 15 years was done incompetently by Metrolinx and overseen by the province. There have been massive cost overruns. There have been at least 6 years of delays. Businesses have either struggled or lost their entire livelihoods. Communities were impacted. And there's been a lack of transparency and accountability every step of the way. So the reason that I've been calling for a public inquiry is both to hold the province and Metrolinx to account for such a mismanaged project that has had so many awful consequences for people and businesses alike, and our tax dollar. But also, even more importantly, so that they demonstrate that they can learn from the mistakes that they made so that they're not repeated on the Ontario line and the subway in Scarborough and many other projects that we want to see done, but we want to see them done well with transparency and with accountability.
In terms of where you think, we've talked a lot over the past even few days, but definitely few years, councillor, about the challenges with the LRT, whether it's the literal millimeter differences in track that could potentially cause an accident, or legal battles between the consortium behind the construction. At least 3 times they sued Metrolinx in the past 10 years. I bring these up to ask you, what is the part that you particularly think is the driving impetus for having, in your mind, a need for a public inquiry?
Well, I mean, you raise some really significant points. The contract that was signed many years ago clearly was really bad. That led to the consortium, the contractors for Metrolinx, successfully suing the Metrolinx over and over again. This whole P3 contract was meant to absorb all the risk and the costs onto the private sector, and that just didn't happen. In fact, there was over $1 billion of tax dollars cost overrun that costs all of us. It means that there's fewer dollars for other transit projects that we expect to be done. Everything has been done in a cloak of secrecy. And you may remember, Andrew, that every time even reporters have asked questions of Metrolinx, they refused to answer them. Phil Verster, the former CEO, the only big announcement he ever made was to announce that he wasn't going to announce anything. If it wasn't so serious, it would have been satirical. And enough is enough. And when Premier Ford the other day dismissed our calls for a public inquiry into all the mistakes that they will never fess up to, they'll never be open about, I find that a slap in the face to all the businesses that shut down, all the people that have been affected, all of us who were cheated out of transit for so many years. And frankly, a premier who leads a government that is currently under investigation by the RCMP and the OPP doesn't get to just say, take my word for it. Transparency and accountability is both important to shine a light on everything that went wrong. But even more importantly, if this government and Metrolinx seeks to earn the public trust again, they need to put everything into the daylight to demonstrate that they've learned from their mistakes.
Councillor, we have to leave it there, but very quickly, I've been asking everyone this. Where were you in November 2011 as groundbreaking was happening on the LRT?
2011?
What were you doing in 2011?
I was finding my way around City Hall and and starting a family, but ultimately, I'm not going to be on the train today as well, and I've just got to tell you why. I'm not ready to celebrate. I'm excited that it's happening, but accountability is necessary, and eventually I'll get on that train and I will enjoy it. But I also am remembering today that there are a lot of people who've been hurt through this construction process, including many hundreds of businesses. And when I talk about businesses, I'm talking about people. The people who owned them, the people who worked there, and they were never part of Metrolinx or the province's plan to actually benefit from the transit that we see today.
Well, I know we're speaking with some of the people, at least in Little Jamaica today. Councillor, I wish we had more time. I have to leave it there, but thank you for your time today, and we look forward to speaking with you soon.
Thank you, Andrew.